And the Lady in Black has taken a toll here. 4 cars officially out. 18 cars yesterday in the Busch race here in Darlington. That was a record. The 1 car, remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the 1 car was Steve Park, which went out on lap 38. Steve Park making his return here after a 6-month absence. Darlington is back, coming back on the track, 158 laps down, and there is Steve Park. So at least wants to finish his comeback in this race. We're under our 4th caution. Jeff Gordon, our leader, and we're getting ready for a restart that could be a real adventure here.
It's going to be an adventure. I can guarantee you that right now. We've got Jeff Gordon leading this thing, followed by Sterling Marlin, but we've also got about 10 cars that are in front of them. Because of that caution flag, guys have made pit stops. They're on the tail end of the lead lap. They're trying to stay ahead of Jeff Gordon. Believe you me, when this thing goes back green, it's going to be exciting.
And Jeff Gordon, the off-the-track distraction, and also trying to end a streak of 12 straight races in which he has not finished in the top 5. His last win was Kansas last September. Let's check in now with our Matt Yoakum down on the track. Matt?
Well, Chris, I'm down here in the 20 pit, and Greg Zipadelli, you were talking about a track bar adjustment. What'd you guys do to the 20?
We just went up a little in the left rear, down a little in the right rear pressure, and up a half round, about 1/8 of an inch in the track bar. We're kind of fighting just a little tight end, but I can't give up any forward bite on the exit, so we'll just keep working on it. Home Depot Pontiac's been running good. Guys in the pits have been awesome all day. Got us up in the top 5 here, and hopefully we can finish it off here.
Now, the 22 got caught when the caution came out on pit road. They had to come back in. How close were you guys to pitting?
We were a couple cars behind them. We were kind of debating whether to try and get 5 laps, 5 points. Everybody else had come. We didn't want to give up that much on Sicker, so we came, but we just kind of exited back through pit road here, and it kind of worked out for us. Kept us on the lead lap.
Currently in the 5th position. Steve?
Well, Matt, with Lee McCall, crew chief for Sterling Marlin. Lee, you've done a great job coming from the rear of the field, but now the question is, can you get to that 24 and pass him?
The 24 car, he's always good here. You know, what we got to do is keep racing this old racetrack, and you know, hopefully we can bow those guys at the end. But Coors Light Dodge has run flawless all day, and Sterling's done a great job for us. So again, we'll just keep racing the racetrack and just be there at the end.
All right, thanks, Lee. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Strange times for 5-time Darlington winner Bill Elliott. He had just committed to the pit area. They were in the process of their pit stop when that caution flag came out. They took right side tires only, went back out on the speedway, rotated around the racetrack a few times, came back in and took the left side tires. The result, he is now running in 20th spot. Chris?
All right, Jeff Gordon tied with 4 drivers for 3rd. With 5 wins all time here at Darlington, hoping to make it 6. We'll be back live getting ready for the restart in just a moment.
The Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 on Fox is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Napa, we keep America running.
Lap and a half to the restart. Now remember the last time Jeff Gordon and Sterling Marlin restarted nose to tail. Watch what happens down in the lower right corner of your screen. This is what happened at Daytona in the 500. Marlin and Gordon get together, and you'll hear Jeff's explanation of it to his team.
I mean, Sterling hung back so much there that, I mean, you know,
And then we had Fendergate, and the rest was history. Ward Burton won the Daytona 500.
Now, go figure this out. I mean, they're 1st and 2nd back there, but they're 10 cars back. You're Dale Jr., hey, you're leading the race, but you're not leading the race.
You're not the race leader, but you'll be first out on the restart. So he had this conversation with his crew.
Elliot wants to know if you were going to pick the high line or the low line. Which one you want? Tell him I'm going in the corner first. Just tell him, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell him, man.
Take the high line, then you'll control the start of the race. The inside line don't control the start of the race. You'll have a hard time telling Elliot that, Cody. I'll get the high line and I'll beat him down in the corner. He'll be all right.
Now these cars are on the tail end of the lead lap. There's a spotter, Ty Norris.
I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me.
When the caution came out, the pace car picked up Mark Martin as the leader. Everyone else who had already pitted fell in line behind. Then when Martin pitted under caution, everyone else could pull up to the pace car, but they couldn't come all the way around. That's why these cars are trapped on the tail end of the lead lap behind the pace car. It's going to get interesting here in a minute. Cars cars on the tail end of the lead lap behind the pace car. They will get the green flag first. Fox Tracks points out where the leader, Jeff Gordon, will be on this restart. 13th in line, but he's the race leader.
And got to be careful. Got a really good race car, obviously. We just got to not get in trouble here.
But Darrell, it's going to be interesting to watch Jeff Gordon in that 24 car because he's been at the front all day. He's been in clean air. Now he's back there in traffic. Let's see how good he really is.
Yeah, because I've talked to him about that, and he said that's one of his biggest problems when they get loose track position. Car gets that arrow. I said I wasn't going to say it. I'm saying once. Dreaded arrow push.
Loses that front downforce, won't turn near as good.
And all those cars in front of him want desperately to stay on the lead lap because now if a caution flag comes out, they'll come all the way around and get the free pass.
This is when they'll be start hauling. I see something on the racetrack. I see debris down here.
Well, so far so good. They get single file in a hurry, and that's good news for him.
Tony Stewart on the move in third. Challenging Sterling Marlin for second.
They just don't want Gordon to get away from them here. Get some lap cars between them and between Sterling and Tony. Hard to make up that distance. They're banking on those lap cars holding him up. Every time Gordon goes by one of these cars in front of him now, he's putting them a lap down.
Here are the cars on the tail end of the lead lap out in front of Jeff Gordon. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in ninth, Elliott Sadler, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Bobby Hamilton, Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, Jerry Nadeau. Those cars are out in front of Gordon on the tail end of the lead lap.
And Larry, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. He got behind the car. The car was there in front of him, Burton, and the car wouldn't turn. It pushed up off of turn 4, and Rusty went back by him. So he's got to have that clean air to go. Look at him. He has to slow down off of 2 there. He had to lift out of the throttle.
Here comes Stewart. Got inside of Marlin, and Bill Elliott up in the high lane. Stewart came to second.
The bottom of the racetrack working for Tony now, and he can go.
And Jeff Gordon is not going just as we anticipated.
He's having trouble with those lap cars.
Larry, nobody's saying save those tires now. Now you've got to go.
You have to go if you're one of those cars up there and wanting that caution flag.
And this is when the spotter and the crew chief, everybody's got to really be on their toes. And you got to tell Jeff, don't get frustrated. The thing will come around to you. Just don't get frustrated, make a mistake.
Look at our interval right here. You kept seeing it get smaller and smaller.
Now, Rusty has passed him twice. That's the second time Rusty's got back around him. Gordon passed him back down here, 1 and 2. Tony Stewart is right there.
Wallace is 19th, and that puts him on the tail end of the lead lap.
He's been on and off the lead lap about 3 times now in the last few laps.
Yeah, since the restart.
Yeah.
Right now, Jeff Gordon in the 24, he's moved to the bottom of the racetrack. He saw how good it was working for Tony Stewart.
And there again, the spotter, the crew chief, everybody's got to say, Stewart's on that bottom. Got to take a look at it.
Last lap, though, Jeff Gordon ran a 31.07. Stewart ran a 30.95, over a 10th faster.
Cars are pretty equal. It all depends on what line you decide to run. I believe Tony's going to try to dive under Gordon here. No, they're sliding up the hill. It's almost like Gordon is looking in his mirror and kind of blocking his line. He does not want Gordon to get in front of, or Stewart to get in front of him.
You know, Dale Jr. and Elliott Sadler did a good job of getting out in front of everybody. There's a lot of clean air in front of them. And should the caution come out, I'd say at least 7 or 8 of these cars are going to be able to get the free pass around and stay on the lead lap.
Boy, I tell you, Gordon's car is tight up off of 2 over there, Larry. It shoves out. He has a lift. Tony gets a heck of a run on him.
I mean, right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And here he comes. Here he comes. He's going to come to the bottom.
6 races at Darlington. Stewart has never led a lap here.
He's always finished on the lead lap,
right.
Always, but never led a lap.
Just got to be real cautious.
Boy, what a run he's had since that last place finish at Daytona. Lost the engine.
Now let's watch off of 2 over here. This is where he's been catching him.
There's Tony's handy little helper there in the back window.
And you see he gets a run off of 2 every time. He's got him this time.
He got trapped behind that lap car right there.
He's going to try to slide right up in front of him. Can he make it? Nope. Needed some more room. Almost put the slide job on him, but he's got the position going into turn 1.
Sterling Marlin's done caught this group right now. He's in 3rd position in the 40 car.
Tony Stewart's march through the field today has been pretty unbelievable. He started 36th today, and now comes to the lead with 74 laps to go.
In the first 50-60 laps, didn't go anywhere, moved up 2 positions.
And Sterling Marlin had to start last or near last because of the engine change, and he too is at a long climb through the field.
This is a racetrack where you don't get in a hurry. You don't race hard until you get down to the last fourth of the race.
It's no longer here shortly racing the racetrack.
No, you start racing the competition, which it thins itself out, and you know who it is, you know who you got to beat.
Look at that, 90% of the races at Darlington have been won from the top 10. Here's 2 fellows out front that started way, way back.
And right now, Tony Stewart is 4/10 of a lap faster than Jeff Gordon because he's back there having to contend with Bobby Hamilton, a lap car.
I think Gordon's car is still, I don't know if he's as good as Stewart is right now, but Gordon's car will get better as it goes along. He's just a little tight on new tires, look like.
But he has got a rear view mirror full of Sterling Marlin in that 40 car.
I spin the 3 best cars right there at the front right now, the 20, the 24, and the 40.
Now, if Marlin wins this, they're going to need an asterisk for the record book because he will be credited with the starting position where he qualified. They don't take into account whether you have to go to the backup car and start at the rear of the field. So Marlin officially is credited with starting this race 11th, even though he took the green flag in the back. You know, the fellow who brought out that caution, Kurt Busch, who spun in turn 3, was able to stay on the lead lap and continue. He's the 6th place car.
You sure his name isn't McBush?
He's definitely the one that caused all this confusion.
Kurt O'Bush. Yep, there's a little bit of green riding with Kurt Busch today. And Mark Martin, 7th place, right behind his young teammate.
Mike, I want to wish my neighbor, Brad Tolley, good luck. He's going in the Air Force next week and serve our country like so many young men are right now. I just want to wish him good luck. And good luck to all of our troops that are overseas fighting for our freedom.
And the guy that restarted this race, leading it, not leading it, but leading the pack, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's 10.5 seconds out there in front of Tony Stewart leading this race, but he's where Jeff Gordon was all day long, clean air.
He's out there giving that field the goodbye look.
But he loved to see a caution. All these guys would love to see a caution.
He and Elliott Sadler, Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth, they would all benefit from a caution right now. But we're under green at Darlington.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car. Whoa. How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
With 2 million new and used cars, you're sure to find the one you want at Autotrader.com.
Need a loan? Oh, yeah.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Crash in the back straightaway coming off turn number 2. A ferocious crash in the back straightaway off turn number 2. Tony Stewart, the leader around. Mark Martin's in it.